Senior Fitness Myths Debunked. Real life experiences. The importance of staying active as we age. When we think about getting older, many of us imagine a slower pace of life. We picture stiff joints, aching muscles, and the gradual loss of energy and independence. It's a common belief we hear often. That's just how aging works. We're told to take it easy, to sit more, to rest more, and to avoid anything too strenuous. And while rest has its place, this mindset can quietly rob us of something far more important: our strength, our freedom, and our confidence. Here's the truth. Aging doesn't mean giving up on movement. In fact, staying active is one of the most powerful things we can do as we grow older. Regular physical activity, no matter how simple, can help maintain flexibility, build strength, and protect our balance. It lowers the risk of chronic diseases like heart problems, type 2 diabetes, and even certain types of cancer. It boosts our mood, sharpens our thinking, and helps us sleep better at night. And perhaps most importantly, it keeps us connected to ourselves and to life. Yet despite all these benefits, many older adults feel uncertain or even afraid to begin moving more. Why? Because the world around us is full of myths about senior fitness. Misconceptions that say, it's too late, it's too risky, or worse, it won't make a difference. But today, we're setting the record straight. In this episode, we're going to uncover the truth about exercise and aging. We'll share real-life stories, expert insight, and simple ways to take back your strength no matter your age or ability. Because fitness isn't just for the young. It's for the young at heart. And that journey can start today with you. Debunking myth number 1. It's too late to start exercising. One of the most damaging myths about aging and fitness is this: it's too late for me. Too late to get strong. Too late to get flexible. Too late to feel energized again. But let me be clear, it is never too late to start moving your body. Not at Tritz. Not at Helfiets. Not even at Helfims. Let me tell you about Harold. Harold was 76 when he joined a walking group at his local park. He had just lost his wife and spent most of his days sitting alone at home, flipping channels and napping. His doctor had warned him about his rising blood pressure and weakening bones, but Harold didn't know where to begin. Have felt embarrassed, too slow, too tired. But he took a small first step literally. He started with 5-minute walks, then 10, then 20. 6 months later, Harold was walking a mile every morning. He said he didn't just feel stronger, he felt alive again. Or take Rosa, a 68-year-old grandmother who never once stepped inside a gym. One day, her granddaughter invited her to try an online chair yoga class. Rosa laughed and said, "Yoga? That's for young people." But she gave it a try. 3 years later, Rosa teaches a gentle movement class at her community center. She sleeps better. She smiles more. She says her knees don't ache like they used to. And these stories aren't rare. In fact, research confirms it. Starting an exercise routine, even late in life, can lead to remarkable improvements in physical health, mental clarity, and emotional well-being. A major study, published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine, found that adults over 70 who began regular physical activity significantly reduced their risk of disability, heart disease, and cognitive decline. Another long-term study showed that older adults who became active after age 60 still enjoyed a 30% lower risk of premature death compared to those who remained sedentary. So what does this mean for you? It means that you don't need to be an athlete. You don't need to run marathons. You don't even need to do anything fancy. What you need is consistency. Start small. Maybe it's walking to the end of the block and back. Maybe it's stretching while the kettle boils. Maybe it's turning on your favorite song and dancing a little in the kitchen. What matters most is that you begin, and that you choose something you actually enjoy. Because enjoyment is what keeps you going. It makes fitness feel less like a chore and more like a gift. So if you've ever said to yourself, "I'm too old to start," remember this. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. You still have time. You still have strength. And you have every reason to begin. Debunking myth 2. Exercise is too risky for seniors. Let's talk about one of the most common fears among older adults when it comes to fitness. What if I get hurt? What if I fall? What if my body can't handle it anymore? These concerns are valid and they come from experience. Maybe you've slipped before. Maybe you've had surgery. Or maybe you just feel unsure about what your body can do now. But here's the truth. Exercise isn't dangerous. Inactivity is. When we stop moving, our muscles weaken, our joints stiffen, our balance decline, and the risk of falling or injuring ourselves actually increases. Movement, done right, can help prevent those very risks. Let me introduce you to Patricia. She's 70 years old and used to fear walking down the stairs in her own home. Her legs felt shaky and her confidence was low. Then she joined a senior balance and strength class at her community center. The instructor was trained in working with older adults. They started with simple seated exercises, then gentle standing movements while holding onto a chair. After just 8 weeks, Patricia no longer hesitated at the top of her staircase. Her legs were stronger, her steps were steadier, and most importantly, her fear was gone. The key is progression and support. No one is asking you to lift heavy weights or do intense cardio on day 1. But with guidance from qualified professionals like physical therapists, certified trainers, or even online programs made specifically for seniors, you can build strength and mobility safely. So, what kinds of exercises are both safe and effective? Here are just a few. Chair exercises, great for stability and strength. Water aerobics, gentle on joints, but powerful for muscles. Tai Chi, slow flowing movements that enhance balance. Walking, even 10 minutes a day, improves heart and lung function. Stretching, or yoga, for flexibility and relaxation. Resistance band training, light, portable, and easy to control. And don't worry if you have limited mobility. There are entire workout routines designed for people who sit, use walkers, or need extra support. What matters isn't how you move. It's that you keep moving in a way that feels safe and doable for you. The other secret? Listen to your body. If something hurts, pause. If you feel tired, rest. If you feel proud after a short walk or a few squats celebrate that win. Every small step forward is still a step towards strength. So the next time someone says, exercise is too risky for people our age, tell them this. The real risk is letting fear stop you from getting stronger. You deserve to feel confident. You deserve to feel capable. And with the right support, you absolutely can. Debunking myth number 3. Older adults can't build muscle. Here's a phrase we hear far too often. Building muscle? At my age? That ship has sailed. But science and real life say otherwise. Yes, as we age, we do experience changes in our bodies. After the age of 30, most adults begin to lose a small percentage of muscle mass, each decade a process called sarcopenia. By the time we reach our 60s or 70s, that loss can become more noticeable. You may feel weaker getting up from a chair. Carrying groceries might feel heavier than it used to. And climbing stairs can suddenly seem like climbing a mountain. But here's the good news. This decline is not permanent. It's not irreversible. With the right kind of movement, especially strength training, you can rebuild muscle, restore confidence, and regain functional strength. Let's talk about what that means. Strength training doesn't mean bodybuilding or lifting heavy weights. It means working your muscles with resistance, whether that's through light dumbbells, resistance bands, your own body weight, or even water resistance in a pool. And the benefits? They're powerful. It increases bone density, reducing the risk of fractures and osteoporosis. It improves balance and coordination, lowering your chance of falls. It enhances functional fitness so you can lift your grandkids, open jars, or simply get out of bed with ease. Take Richard, for example. He's 73, and he'd never lifted a weight in his life. After his doctor warned him about early signs of osteoporosis, he joined a beginner strength training class designed for older men. At first, he struggled with basic bodyweight squats. But after 10 weeks of gradual, structured training using light dumbbells, resistance bands, and guided exercises, Richard not only improved his bone scan results, but he could also carry his suitcase up the stairs on his own. Or meet Dolores, 69, who had trouble standing up without using her hands. She began working with a physical therapist twice a week, focusing on chair stands and core engagement. In just a few months, she was moving independently, faster, and with confidence. And studies support this. One notable research project from Tufts University showed that seniors in their 70s and 80s who followed a basic strength training program increased their muscle mass, walking speed, and balance in just 8 to 12 weeks. Your muscles don't know your birth date. They only know the challenge you give them and how consistently you train. And it doesn't take hours a day or a personal gym. Just 2 to 3 sessions a week of resistance-based exercise done safely and at your own pace can make a life-changing difference. So the next time someone says, "You can't build muscle after Shazich," tell them, "Watch me. You are stronger than you think. And your body still has the ability to grow, adapt, and surprise you." Exercise tips and resources for seniors. So now that we've debunked the myths, you might be wondering, okay, I'm convinced, but how do I actually start? The good news is, you don't need a gym membership. You don't need fancy gear. And you definitely don't need to follow a strict workout schedule to start reaping the benefits of movement. In fact, some of the most powerful changes happen when we simply weave movement into our daily lives. Here are a few easy, practical ways to get started right where you are. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Just one flight a day can build strength. Walk during phone call spacing around the room, or even marching in place adds steps without extra effort. Do heel raises while brushing your teeth. Great for ankle strength and balance. Put on music and dance for 5 minutes. Fun, energizing, and totally doable. Stretch during television commercials. Gentle shoulder rolls, neck stretches, or seated twists. Turn chores into workouts. Gardening, vacuuming, or sweeping can be great physical activity. Use canned goods or water bottles as light weights. A few bicep curls or shoulder presses. The key is to make movement part of your routine, not something separate or intimidating. Small steps, repeated daily, lead to big change over time. And remember, you don't have to do this alone. There are so many resources out there made just for seniors. Local community centers and senior clubs. Most towns and cities offer free or low-cost fitness classes tailored to older adults. Things like chair yoga, water aerobics, or balance workshops. Online fitness programs. If you prefer staying at home, try searching YouTube for Senior Fitness with Meredith, Grow Young Fitness, HasFit Senior Workouts. These channels provide gentle, easy-to-follow routines for all ability levels. Apps for senior wellness. Apps like Silver Sneakers, Go For Life, or MyFitnessPal offer guided workouts, tracking tools, and exercise reminders built with aging in mind. Talk to your healthcare provider. Before beginning any new routine, especially if you're managing chronic conditions, it's always smart to check in with your doctor or a physical therapist. They can help tailor a safe plan based on your health needs and mobility level. And if you're feeling uncertain, ask a family member or friend to join you. Even 5 minutes of shared movement each day can create connection and accountability and make the journey more joyful. Remember, fitness isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's about doing something consistently, intentionally, and with self-compassion. So take that first small step today, because when you move, you grow. And no matter your age, Growth is always possible. Conclusion: embrace an active lifestyle for a healthier and happier future. Let's take a moment to pause and reflect. We've talked about myths. We've heard stories of transformation. We've looked at the science. And most importantly, we've seen what's possible. The truth is, growing older doesn't mean growing weaker. It doesn't mean sitting still, fading into the background, or giving up on your body. It means stepping into a new chapter, one where your health, your strength, and your joy are still within reach. Yes, there are myth-charmful ones that have told us otherwise. It's too late to start. Exercise is too risky. You can't build muscle after Shizic. But now we know better. And when we know better, we can do better. Because staying active isn't just about fitness. It's about freedom. It's about dignity. It's about being able to carry your own groceries, walk with confidence, travel, play with your grandkids, and wake up feeling strong and steady. Movement transforms more than just muscles. It lifts your mood, sharpens your mind, improves your sleep, and helps you feel alive in every sense of the word. So if you've already started this journey, keep going. Celebrate every step, every stretch, every moment you choose to care for your body. And if you haven't started yet, that's okay. Start small. Start today. Start where you are. Because age is just a number. And your story? It's still being written. Let it be one of energy, strength, and joy. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to begin. Your healthiest, happiest years could still be ahead. So go meet them.